What's up, guys? I'm Yuri Alexis, and this is The Break Room. Today I'm here with Tiffany Winter from Black Ink Crew. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So we just wanted to get to know you a little bit. So most of us know you from Black Ink Crew, but you actually are doing your starting your own production company. Yep. You have your own charity, is it?
No, I do charity-based events, art exhibitions and stuff like that.
Okay, so let's take it one thing at a time. Since everybody knows you from Black Ink Crew, tell us a little bit about the show. How did you get started on reality TV?
Interesting question. Reality TV kind of just landed in my lap, literally. My brother called me one day. I was like, I need a shop manager. They're not really feeling his shop manager that they have that's there at the moment. Mm-hmm. And plus there was some theft going on within the company. So at this point he felt like, well, let me get my sister on board. I'm very responsible, and within my family, I'm the most responsible one out of the majority of my siblings. Mm-hmm. So he got me on board. I guess it must have been something that Dutchess must have co-signed on. So they felt comfortable enough to bring me in the shop. I got into the shop. They started recording me without me knowing really too much of like what reality TV entailed, what they were looking for, without me knowing the stories and situations of what was going on within the shop. So I kind of just was like dropped in a scenario where I was just like asked to like wing it. Yeah. Black Ink was good though. I learned a lot. I was the manager of the company and the tattoo shop. I really cared about the customers. That was my priority.
How long were you there?
I worked there from May of 2013 to August of 2013.
And that whole time you guys were filming?
Yes, during that whole period. So while I'm there, I'm working with everyone. I'm managing schedules and stuff like that, and figuring out the needs for the company. The place was really ghetto. A lot of boxes, a lot of random stuff.
Where did it? So you left the show since then.
Yes.
Where did it go wrong? There was accusations of theft. Mm-hmm. There was accusations like you allegedly broke up your brother and Dutchess. Like what happened? Well, one at a time. Like what? Why did they accuse you of? Why did they accuse you of stealing?
Well, they didn't really have a story. Okay, what happened is my brother is very sporadic, and he'll like randomly do something. So he came in one day, reacted off of emotion about how I was dealing with the shop. When he reacted off of emotion, this had nothing to do with like Dutchess or anything like that. But I did see that there was some type of thing going on because instead of like, I'm his sister, instead of like trying to speak to me like a real person and be like, hey, let me try to step in as his girlfriend and be like the mediator if she sees that there's something going wrong, I just felt like she never stepped in and did that. There's tattoo artists in the shop that like me. Mind you, I'm popping. Like everybody likes me. Like everybody. Like it's not even everybody. So at this point, this tattoo artist making clear that he likes me. So this is what everyone knows in the shop. So now this starts this big like rumor, like, oh, the manager and an employee. Right. When this is basically why in the show he's saying things are going on, and I say, you didn't have a conversation with me, but you never spoke to me. That's exactly why that line came about, because he went along with the assumptions of what everybody in the shop was saying. You gotta understand, I'm in the shop with a bunch of dudes who want to see whose penis is bigger, and they're all gonna try it with me. Like, I'm not feeding into anybody, giving anybody the time of day, not the tattoo artist who likes me, not the next person that like me. They all like me. Like, so it's not like I can sit there and be like, oh, well, this one person, we're all feeling me. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, let me try to, let me just be the manager, do what I need to do for the company, not deal with the bullshit of what everyone is going around saying. My brother obviously gets absorbed into that. He then therefore responds and lashes out. Instead of having a conversation with me, like I'm your sister, like you could just come to me and be like, yo, Tiff, I heard ABC, like I'm hearing that these dudes that in Black Ink feeling you, and I'm a normal person, like talk to me, I'm your sister.
Like so inside and talk to you, right? And I kind of have some kind of loyalty to you,
right?
Outside of work,
it's just crazy. Everything was just crazy. I felt like it was fueled by different people. I don't want to say it, on air, but I do feel like it was fueled. I do feel like there was some type of jealousy, some type of something that was going on that obviously got me to the point to be on TV, where they brought me in to shoot me with my mother, who's about to go on brain surgery. That particular day, my mom is going to go on brain surgery. Production says for her to come in. We want to talk about her surgery. We come in, we sit down. My mom is thinking, you guys aren't speaking, let me go and let me try to clear the air before I go in brain surgery. I don't know what's going to happen when I go into this surgery. Let me go and try to make this right between my children. Fine. My mother, this is why I didn't get crazy in the scene, because I could have gotten crazy, but my mother was there. Even in the scene when she was like, don't do that, and my body language just changed, and I just tried to relax because I didn't want to go above her. Like, I do respect my mom, regardless of whatever. Like, my family, my siblings are disrespectful, but I'm not like that.
Right.
So when she decided, like, okay, we're going to come in, we're going to talk about your brain surgery, let's see how this goes. She says, you and Tiffany have a problem. He says that I didn't talk to him about certain behaviors that I was doing within the shop. Now, I may not have been perfect. Obviously, no one's perfect.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have a conversation with me. You let me know what I'm messing up and doing. Like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? How can I adjust it? How can I make as a manager for your business, how can I feel like, okay, you're the boss, so how can I work for you better? But that conversation wasn't brought to the table. So, mind you, I didn't have training when I came into Black Ink. I'm not a tattoo artist. I was kind of thrown into it. The way a man would have handled it would have been to apologize to my mother. I know that I, didn't train her for the position. I know that there was something that was sporadic. I did fly in from Miami, which you didn't cover my flight. I did fly in to come here to make sure that your company looked good, and yet this is how I got treated. This is why when at the end I was like, I'm tired of Black Ink. I'm tired of this. They can keep it all. I was already terminated at that point. I was no longer dealing with the company. They brought me in to close off a storyline, but they used my mother as some type of leverage, which I thought was very foul, which I wouldn't have done to anybody. Like, my mom is having brain surgery. This is pretty serious. Like,
right.
Now we come and now my brother reacts how he reacts. Then he goes into, oh, she's always been your favorite, and then he's a black sheep. Boo-hoo, cry me a river. Like, nobody wants to hear that.
Okay, so your family had a barbecue at the park, and what happened with that whole situation?
That situation was actually kind of crazy and random. My brother came, and Duchess was there. All of a sudden, Duchess vanished out of the park, and my brother was there with me. He asked me what happened at the meeting that we had, and I basically told him how I felt. That I felt like the body language that the gentleman was giving off was just not acceptable, on top of the fact that I wasn't made clear that this was her ex-boyfriend, and I didn't know anything like that until actually I had to stop the scene while we were shooting that particular scene, because he had went into something about computer and had my brother seeing pictures, and I had no idea what they were talking about again. I was like, whoa, what's going on? And I just got up, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not shooting any further because he's talking about pictures. I clearly know what kind of pictures is on the computer, because if anybody got pictures on the computer and then you're talking to my brother, like, I don't understand why these pictures are still even in circulation, or why you still have them on your computer. Mm-hmm. So that's why I cut the story off at. He came, he asked me questions about maybe what had happened, the body language and things like that, and I just told him what I saw. Like, it just was funny. Like, it seemed like they had a conversation maybe one day when she was mad at him. She had called the other dude, or the other dude had happened to call at that same moment. And you pick up the phone, women, like, you pick up the phone and then you vent to another man about what's going on in your current situation. And he ends up, that's where he came up with, like, the assumptions that Caesar's insecure and things like that.
There was talk or rumors that you were the cause of them breaking up, of Caesar and Duchess breaking up. Is there any truth to that?
When did Caesar and Duchess break up? Like, I don't understand. Like, I've never seen, like, they're together. Like, they've been together. Like, show and stuff.
Okay.
They're together. So they're still together to this day.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Just want to clear the air. Yeah, that was one of the viewer questions. So.
Right, because I just don't. I know people ask me random things like, "Oh, well, you snitched." My loyalty is to Caesar. I didn't know who did I snitch on. Did I snitch on Duchess? Like, are you serious? First off, there's vagina out there all the time. Like, I'm just not understanding. Like, my loyalty is to my brother. I can understand if that was my sister, but this is my brother. Like, and the dude was just already acting funny. Like, he didn't know how to stay in his chair he's at a business meeting and just like intoxicated, leaning over and breathing down niggas' necks damn near. Mm-hmm. So, no, they're together. They're definitely together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I want to thank you so much for coming out tonight and clearing your name and like letting people know there's so much more than what they've seen on Black Ink. And I think that you're an incredible young woman. I look forward to seeing more of you. How can viewers keep in contact with you or keep up to what you're doing?
They can check out my website, which is always up and active. It's www.1TiffanyWinter.com, and that's the number 1, Tiffany like the jewelry store, Winter like the season. Pretty simple. Okay. 1 Tiffany Winter. All my Twitter, my Instagram, everything is just 1 Tiffany Winter. And of course, I got the one from Jay-Z, one of one, none before it, none to come. So
I like that.
That's how I got that. Oh, there's only one of me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is Roll With Media. Thank you for tuning in to The Break Room.